Hello my beautiful people, welcome to my channel, the.paattu.class. So in the first 3 episodes we saw about what music is, origin of music, what classical music is, what Indian classical music is and the difference between the Hindustani music and Carnatic music. Now let's focus only on Carnatic music because I'm not a professional or certified Hindustani music teacher. So in this video, we're going to talk about the pioneers in Carnatic music. So the father of Carnatic music is the Purandra Dasa. He was the person who actually created a structure or a framework for learning Carnatic music. Purandra Dasa, he was actually born in Tirthahalli in Shimoga district, and his original name was Srinivasa Nayaka according to books. So there is a folklore, or it could be a real story also, but they say that Srinivasa Nayaka or Purandra Dasa, he was actually a very rich merchant, and he eventually, after some life experiences, he actually took the life of a monk. He left his marriage life and he took the life of a monk, and then he explored music. The guru of Purandra Dasa is Sri Vyasa Tirtha, and he was the person who actually enlightened and also motivated him to pursue music because he thought that he was very talented in that. That motivation Purandra Dasa got from him and then pursued Carnatic music and created the most fundamental form of Carnatic music that we ever have, and it's been about 500 years, but still 400 to 500 years, but still we are following this Carnatic music, and which is really great, right? Because as we talked in previous episodes, music is, it's possible for music to, leave its own original form and evolve into something else, but then we are still following that. So which is really amazing, because thanks to all the Carnatic musicians who tried to preserve the tradition. So Purandra Dasa, he actually composed about 400,000 songs. I don't know if that is true, if it is even possible for someone to create that many songs or compose that many songs. But then even if he did, he is like the master, he's the genius, he's the maestro. In Carnatic music, each and every composer, they want to leave their signature in their songs. So they have words, certain specific words that they leave as signatures in their compositions. So likewise, Purandra Dasa has a signature to his own compositions. It is usually Purandara or Purandara Vittala. So a famous song, Adi Sithale Shoda Jagadotarana Purandara Vittalana Adi Sithale Shoda Jagadotarana. So this song, he has left his signature Purandara Vittala. So this is how Carnatic musicians leave their signature in their compositions. So that way, people don't have to remember that it is this particular composer. So they know when they sing the song, they know, okay, this belongs to this composer. And the most fundamental forms of Carnatic music, the first book where we learn the Sarali Varisai, Janta Varisai, Alankaram, Dhatu Varisai, Melsthayi Varisai, and some Geetams, all of these were actually composed by Purandra Dasa. To this date, even I still believe that they are such an amazing form of like a grammar or set of exercises that is mandatory. Even famous musicians, Carnatic musicians of today, they do this exercise, the basic Sarali Varisai, the Janta Varisai exercise every morning. So it is that important, and thanks to Purandra Dasa for creating such an amazing thing. So that's with Purandra Dasa. So Purandra Dasa's time period was 1484 to 1565, and later came these amazing people, which they call it as the trio of the Carnatic music, the Trinities of Carnatic music. Purandra Dasa was in the 15th to 16th century period, but these guys, they came in 18th century. So the 3 Trinities of Carnatic music, let's look at them. So the first guy is the famous, the most amazing and the most loved guy, who is Tyagarajar. and the second one is the Shyama Shastri, and the third one is Muthu Swami Dikshitar. So the time period of Tyagaraja was 1767 to 1847, Shyama Shastri 1762 to 1827, and Muthuswami Dikshitar 1775 to 1835. But here I have a question for you guys. So I have a confusion here, and I referred so many sites and tried to figure things out, but then I'm not able to get a clear picture on this. According to the textbooks, we know that the time period of Purandra Dasa was 1484 to 1565, but then came the trios, the Trinities. Their time period was around 1762 to 1847. But then here if you see, from the time period of Purandra Dasa, that is 1565 to 1760, after he left this world, 1565 to 1760, it's like a 200-year gap. What happened between that? Because there is no recorded famous musicians or composers in this time period. I just referred Wikipedia and I couldn't find anything much, anything that is solid or anything that is famous or anything that is known. So what happened in these 200 years? Was Carnatic music evolving and there were no composers after that, or the data is lost? I don't know. Please comment down below if you know the answer or if you have any other versions to it, because nobody knows the truth, because they didn't have YouTube those days, so we don't know what happened. So anything that we talk about is just a speculation or a perspective or an opinion. So let's discuss in this comment section below. So Tyagaraja, so most of the compositions of Tyagaraja is based on Lord Rama, and he has composed about 24,000 songs, but only 700 is available to us. Because I've heard some stories about Tyagaraja by my music teachers, and they are very, very inspiring, and I will talk about that story maybe sometime later, but not today. So his compositions are very easy to learn, but they are not simple. They are very complex, but somehow it's very easy to learn because of the way he has established a connection between the lyrics and the composition or the tune. So it is such a beautiful thing. Every time I learn a Tyagaraja Kriti or sing anything with respect to Tyagaraja, it's a different feeling. It's a different form of devotion that I can feel in his compositions. I don't even consider myself eligible to comment about his music, but then we all know how great he is, and yeah, these people created music that keeps us alive this day. So the next trinity that we are going to see is Shyama Shastri. So he composed songs mainly based on goddess Meenakshi, Madurai Meenakshi. He is very famous for concert style Swarajatis. And he is also very famous for composing Swarajatis in complex Swarajatis in the Ragam Bhairavi and Yadukula Kamboji. So the next trinity that we are going to talk about is Muthuswami Dikshitar. So Muthuswami Dikshitar, most of his compositions are based on Hindustani style. So it has a flavor of Hindustani touch to it. A part of his life he spent in Varanasi, and probably that could have influenced his music style, and hence why he created Carnatic music compositions which incline towards Hindustani music. His compositions are amazing, and he was the person who actually created the 72 Melakarta style. He actually composed and he actually created a pattern and grouped all the ragams in such a way. And he also created and structurized the 7 talam systems in Carnatic music. So he was the person who actually introduced something called as Madhyamakala Sahityas in a Kriti composition. So when I say Madhyamakala Sahityas, let's say that there is a song, a composition, it is in speed 1, and this particular charanam, a particular charanam or a particular segment of the song or the composition will be sung in Madhyamakalam, that is the second speed, or any other higher speed. So comparatively with the rest of the song, this particular piece of the song will be in a faster pace compared to the rest of the song. So I hope I made sense. So that kind of composition was introduced into Carnatic music by Muthuswami Dikshitar. So as we discussed about the Trinities of Carnatic music, these people were the only ones who actually established a perfect relationship between the Sahityam, the lyrics, and the melody, the tune, and the composition, and most importantly devotion. So they were able to establish a beautiful relationship between all these elements of music, and that is why they still remain as trinities. And music, Carnatic music nowadays, for the past 100 years, it has been more commercialized, but the original form of Carnatic music that we have till date is actually from these trinities of Carnatic music. So only the compositions that these guys made will remain as the original form of Carnatic music. The ones that we hear or listen to is more evolved and more modern, I would say. But there are musicians, there are some music teachers who still preserve the tradition, who still don't encourage evolution of music. They want to preserve the originality, and that's the reason why we are still listening to the versions of Tyagarajar, Shyama Shastri, Muthu, Swami, Dikshitar, and many other compositions original version, which is also amazing. So there should be a balance between everything. There should be original composition that must be retained, and also music should evolve. So what do you guys think? Do you think we should stick to the traditional music, or music should evolve? What do you guys think? Please comment down below. That's it for today's video, guys, and we are going to move into the actual lessons of Carnatic music in the forthcoming lessons. But before that, I need to give you guys a background of what Carnatic music is and what music is and what all these things mean. And you could be a complete beginner, or you could have already started your journey with Carnatic music. It doesn't matter. This is to everyone. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys liked this video and found it informative. Please comment down below, please support me, and that will actually encourage me to do more videos. And I will see you guys in another interesting Carnatic music video.